What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Scott Dow YouTube channel. I know it's been a while. I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of things, but decided to do this video today to give you guys somewhat of some content. So today what I wanted to talk about is, you know, people see all these people on Instagram, and maybe you got some friends in school, or maybe you're just the type of guy that wants to do something that you see off of Instagram. So today I wanted to talk about truck builds, and we all see them. We see the SEMA trucks, the street trucks, the drag trucks, and I want to go through all of them because I think it's really important to find out where you stand and what you want to do. So I went ahead and set you guys down because I don't want anybody to get dizzy watching this. I know I walk around a whole bunch and I turn, and holding that camera, my arm gets tired staying in like the same position. Once you figure out what truck you want to start as your base, as your foundation for what you want to build, you need to figure out what you're going to build. Are you going to build a street truck, a race truck? So and the way that you should look at it is all aspects of it. And do you want your truck to be a street truck that has, you know, a couple of bolt-on parts and a lift pump and injectors and a tuner, and then call it done, like, and add wheels and tires and everything? Or do you want functionality with a street truck? Do you want, you know, a flatbed, wheels and tires, leveling kit, and minor upgrades like a slightly bigger turbo, and a lift pump, and maybe a tuner just so you can put it on like tow haul or whatever you need? Then, you know, you could kind of plan for that. You can kind of figure out what you want. I mean, if you're more of the working type of individual, or if you just already have a work truck, then you can go ahead and pick the latter. You know, you can go ahead and pick the one that you actually want. And then with drag truck, you know, with the drag truck, you honestly got to figure out what engine you're going to build first and how much power you're going for. Because once you reach past a certain point, I know you have to put a roll bar in it. But you kind of got to figure out what you want, you know. And if you want, maybe you're the off-road type. You want you got a 4x4 Dodge, and you just want to go off-roading with it. And then, you know, you build this off-road, put a 4, 5, 6-inch lift on it with some big, huge mud grappler tires, and just go out and tear up the mud and everything. Or if you're one of those people that want a pulling truck, then you guys can build it to pull. It just really depends on where you're financially at and what you want. So, and all this stuff is obtainable. Don't sit there and start scrolling through parts and be like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Because if you really want to do it, then go out and do it. I mean, what you could at least do is get what engine you want figured out and put it in the truck and have it to where it's drivable. And when you get to a point to where you have money, go ahead and start throwing it at it. Start taking off, you know, taking out the dash, putting in, you know, a different tachometer, and start, you know, building your engine the way you want it, and do all the suspension stuff so you can go to the truck pull with the hitch and everything. So you really gotta, you know, plan it out. Don't just go off of a whim and say, I'm gonna do this right now. Next weekend we're starting, let's go find a truck. We're gonna find out what parts we want. Because honestly, if you do it like that, you're gonna end up buying a truck that's too expensive. You're gonna end up buying parts that you overpaid for where you could find them somewhere else cheaper. And all in all, it's just gonna be this out of the blue, let's make it work kind of thing, when you could plan it out and make it so much better and so much nicer. So with that being said, you know, you also kind of got to think about what I used to think about was, you know, am I gonna have the money for that in a year? Or am I gonna have the money for that next month or something? And I know we can't all see what you know, what's gonna happen in life. Life brings up its crazy crap sometimes, but I used to plan, you know, okay, I'm gonna get this. So I would get a lift pump, and then after the lift pump, I'd get the injectors, and then after the injectors, I'm gonna go ahead and get a new turbo, and then after the new turbo, I was gonna get a tuner. So, and depending on how you want to do it, you know, also if you just want a normal street truck and your daily driver, you know, you could do wheels, paint, and maybe injectors, maybe a turbo, tuner, call it good. You're done. That's all you wanted. And then you can start piecing it together, you know. I want to do the interior. I'm going to upholster all the seats in my second gen. I'm going to redo the headliner. I'm going to redo the dash. And you can start throwing the aesthetically pleasing to the eye aspects to building your truck instead of going full on mechanical. Because if you do have a good running truck, maybe it's already been rebuilt, maybe the transmission's already been rebuilt, all that stuff, and you just feel comfortable with it, then you could go ahead and start doing that. But if you're thinking about the bigger picture where you're like, man, I want a pulling truck, I want a drag truck, I want something that's 1,000 horsepower, then you really kind of got to start thinking about parts, where you want to go with it. You know, you got to start thinking, if it's a four-wheel drive truck, you got to start thinking about 4 slicks, you got to start thinking about everything for the truck. And it sometimes will get very, if you really want to do it like I used to want to do my truck, I never wanted it to be a drag truck, I just wanted it to be a street truck. But whenever I sat down and started adding up all the prices and adding up everything I wanted to do to it, it was kind of stressful. Kind of got a little bit of anxiety, but I told myself, you know, you shouldn't be getting anxiety over something that is so small. You know, you don't have to do it. It could be later on. And I know it sucks hearing that, but learn it from somebody that's already done it before and has already been there, sitting probably maybe where you are. And if you're not there, then that's fine too, but you might get there sometime soon, sometime in life. With my truck, you know, I did want it to be fast. I kind of wanted it to be in that 500, 600 horsepower range. But my truck is a 2-wheel drive truck. So doing that was I was kind of told by many people, stupid, you know, you should have bought a 4-wheel drive truck. But I honestly love my truck, and it is kind of a sentimental thing because it is my first diesel. It does look nice to me. I like the way it looks. There's a lot of cosmetics on the truck that I need to do. I had this huge plan, like I was gonna put these parts on it, these injectors, this turbo, and when I added it all up, it ended up being like close to $12,000 to $15,000 to what I wanted to do to my truck. Which, if you look at how much money I had put in the truck at the time before my truck is currently getting rebuilt. So if you look at before that time, before me rebuilding it, I didn't have a lot of money in the truck at all. I bought the truck for $3,600. I put maybe $1,000 into it, buying the new suspension for it. Not really suspension, but like the new front end. I rebuilt the track arm. I did the upper A-arms. I did the ball joints. I basically put a new front end on that truck. And when you look at it, like right there, I only had basically $4,600 into the truck. So whenever I looked at it, I was like, well, you know, there's people out there buying these trucks for $10,000, $8,000, and I'm talking about the second gen Dodges. When I started looking at all that, and I was like, well, you know, that's not too bad. And then the truck turbo went out. I went and got a new turbo for $200, and then the engine blew up, and you know, I had to pay for it to get rebuilt. And I don't know if you guys can notice behind me, but it kind of looks different now. There's not a blue tarp with engine parts on there, and the reason for that is because the truck is in the shop. I didn't have enough time to be honest. Also, I'm being honest, I'm not mechanically inclined enough to know what I'm doing when it comes to a diesel truck. I mean, I actually went out and bought this because I was not that mechanically inclined about it. And even this does not give enough information and details. I honestly just want a nice truck, which means, you know, I want the paint to be done, I want the seats to be reupholstered and nice, you know, wheels and tires. I already put slightly bigger injectors in it. These aren't them, obviously. The ones are with the shop, but these are the stock ones. I put 90 over in there. The reason I put 90 over is because the stock ones, you know, you had to send in a core, and I didn't really want to wait for the cores to get there and then them to send me my injectors, so I just went ahead and bought aftermarket ones. And it was actually going to be cheaper with the aftermarket ones, because if I didn't want to send the core, they were going to add $100 onto the price. So it was cheaper to do that. But I'm wanting, you know, I want to get lift pump. I already got the injectors. I maybe want a turbo. We'll have to see. Depends on how everything goes with it already. It is a brand new turbo. I'm probably not going to get a new one anytime soon. And then later on down the road, I want a Edge CTS2, Juice with Attitude. Other than that, now I want it to look just like a good truck. I don't even want a fast truck anymore. I'm kind of over that point, you know. If I ever do get to that point, it's probably going to be with a whole nother truck, whole different build. I probably would have bought the truck so I could go fast in it. And like I said, I'm going to make sure I'm where I'm at financially with that. And, you know, it's okay to start out small to where you can get up to a point where you can put better parts and more machine work and go faster and faster and faster till you get to the point to where you're at, to where you want to be, really. When you get to that point of, you know, finally that you've made it, and you look back and you see, well, you know, it started out as this and it started out as that, and it went from that to this kind of build to faster, faster, and faster. And then you're gonna realize, you know, man, I put a lot of work in this truck. I'm actually really happy with the way it's turned out right now. And maybe later on, you know, you want to go back to stock or something. I'm not you, so you make your own decisions, but I am trying to give some advice and say, plan what you want to do and don't just jump into it. Now, everybody already kind of plans stuff, but I'm basically saying, sit down, look at the numbers, research how much the trucks go for right now, what body style you want, what engine you want, where do you want the engine to be, and then how much it's all going to cost. Because in the end, when you have everything out on a list and you see the ending price, the ending number, whatever it might be, then you have some goals. Hopefully this helped you guys out, maybe got you thinking. Hopefully, you know, it got the wheels turning. I know whenever I was wanting to build my truck, I wish somebody would have kind of sat down in front of a camera and told me this, but hopefully you guys make good use of it, and I hope you guys get to building. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below, and please turn on the bell for notifications. We are steadily gaining subscribers. I would like to keep that up. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but I'm going to start doing more videos soon. The truck is in the shop, so expect it to be back very soon. And when it does come back, you can definitely bet there's going to be a montage. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day.